As we're live, checking on all platforms.
All right.
On restream.
Well,
But
excellent.
on YouTube. Steve.
You know what?
We're on YouTube.
What? Okay. I did pop the video player out, but I need to look up.
Weird to me starting this late. Nothing feels right.
Yeah, and I don't have chat up.
Uh-oh.
Wait. Now I do. Okay. Chat's up. You're up. Okay. Now everything's vibrant. All right, that was weird.
Trigger Fire is not wanting to connect either, which has me a little concerned. There it goes. Okay.
Just that's up, buddy.
All right. I feel like super out of place too because I'm wearing shorts because it got super hot in the house when the power was out.
Mm.
And I don't normally wear shorts during the show. That's weird. I wear pants or slacks or like pajamas.
Gotcha.
Feels way less official right now than it should, and it doesn't feel right. And I didn't have to say anything because none of you would have ever known.
I always wear jeans. I
Yeah.
will always be in jeans.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Jeans are comfy. But speaking of comfy, I have a pre-show topic for you.
Good. What have you got?
This was sent to me, and I'm going to send you this picture, and I'll pull it up on stream for everybody to see.
Okay.
But this is a brand new bathroom at a 5-star restaurant.
Okay. It's for couples, yeah?
That is the assumption, yeah. But it's not marked that way, so anybody could use it. The question is, I have a lot of questions, but the first big one is, you have to reach above you to get the toilet paper. So is the assumption that the other person reaches up for you to get your toilet paper?
I think so. You can turn and grab that. As long as they got it rolled the right way.
Okay.
I think it's so bad. It's a little awkward, a little weird, but it's not.
What is
horribly.
the box?
We don't talk about the box. Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
Glad you're here, Bubba.
And is the button up there to flush, or?
It flushes automatically.
We shall see.
We shall see indeed.
5 stars.
Right?
When you step out, there's a guy waiting there to wipe for you.
What if there's a guy on the other side of
Hurry
that little
up,
box?
Rundgren.
And
That.
that's when he sees you get up. That's when he flushes.
Look, well, we will get there. I got some things to say. We did watch some Victory, not much, but a little bit. Go onto that.
Slow
But, I
down,
don't know.
Will.
Maybe the bot, maybe it does, comes down, and yes, a human bidet.
Yeah.
A little water hose and a washcloth.
Before you try the third one, I haven't made it yet. I didn't have power for a good chunk of today, so I haven't made it yet. I'm sorry. Chat. My question is, why stop at 2? Like, at this point, just make a whole run of bathrooms that way, right? It's like people do it, right?
And look, the economy is horrible right now, so they're not going to have that many people in there. They're not worried about it. They're like, look, this meets code, right? This is what this is for, code. Most of the people probably wouldn't go to that restroom anyway.
Yeah. My favorite comments from this, because this blew up on the internet, were, why are the toilets not facing each other?
Well, that would be awkward.
Will 9. The response to that was, because this is cooperative pooping, and if they were facing each other, it would be competitive poop.
That's a pretty good argument. Not gonna lie. He's over 9,000.
So yeah, when I saw this, I was like, look, this is just dumb enough we have to make this a pre-show topic. Like, what is this?
Yes. And he's about to attempt the double dump.
New Olympic sport.
Yep.
2 of them have been trying to do this. They've been training.
The next event, cooperative straining.
Finally, double O. Oh, so yeah, that's that's it wasn't anything fancy, but it did the job.
Yeah. Tell you
Like-
what, well, I knew where you were. I come to you. I come find you. Tell you what I thought. You probably have somebody waiting on the rooftop for me, though.
Right.
I wouldn't get anywhere near it. Ooh. Now we did have we'll get some victory talk here in a second once he gets the time stuff. Once we start officially, right?
Speaking of, we could go ahead start it because by the time I get done typing out intro and doing the intro, it will be just about time.
All right. By the way, I am looking forward to Witch from Mercury. Though.
Retake?
I know it's a long time coming. But and look, I know why you think Witch from Mercury. That's the next one you pick. You would never stop yelling at me.
Also, the suits are really.
Just a second. I gotta turn my clock so I can see the times.
That's fair. That's fair. We will wait for the intro then. Emotional damage indeed. All I'm saying is, look, a simple closet with 2 toilets in it. It makes a lot. It's ergonomic. It makes a lot of sense. You know.
It's a dual water closet.
Not a dueling water closet. That's a different thing. That's where the toilets are facing each other.
All right.
Yes, I did find a way to recycle that joke.
Yeah, but the recycle. Hey, just go.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rungren.
We got some stuff to talk about tonight, but real quick, we are at a different time than usual tonight. It's not a new time. We're not moving to 8 o'clock Central. We had some power shenanigans, and so 7 Central couldn't happen this time, but here we are, and we're ready to rock and roll and have a good time. So yeah, that's the only announcement I had, really. It was
Yeah, he had no power. I don't. Yeah, back to back might be like a reasonable thing. Like you're just facing away from each other.
Oh, okay. So hear me out here. You know how like some people, especially children, but some people have a hard time getting up and going to the bathroom in the middle of the night because they get scared?
Yeah.
This is a way that you still give them their privacy, but you're there for them. So it's toilets back to back.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. This just gets more disturbing the more we get and discuss it. I don't know.
It would solve a lot of horror movies where people go off to the bathroom and then get killed by the murderer.
So I want to use it like a Western standoff. All right. The count of 10. We're gonna spin the toilets around.
I would watch it, honestly. I would.
We will face each other.
Because I can. So, we start all these shows with a pop quiz. Do we have one this week?
Yeah, I got a pop quiz for you.
Ooh, is it about toiletry?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's unfortunate.
I had no idea where that came from. Why? I did not see that coming. All right. There we go. So the pop quiz is on Redwall.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of nerd you are.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so we'll start off real simple. What is the first book in the Redwall series called?
Okay, so this could be a trick question, but I'm assuming you mean not written chronologically, but the first one that was written.
Yeah, what is the name of the first book in the Redwall series? Yes.
Redwall.
Yes, that's it. Very simple. Correct. So,
Chronologically, it's Legend of Luke.
just to clear things up, some of the animal species that are the main protagonists in the series.
I am a Gundam.
I am a Gundam. The animals are mice and hares and hedgehogs and rats and stoats and weasels and otters and shrews and snakes and cats.
Got it. Raptor, squirrel, things like that. Yes, you covered it. It's the woodlands.
Yeah.
It's the woodland creature. Okay. So, what's the name of the abbey where the events of the series primarily take place?
That would be Redwall Abbey.
Very good. Very good. So these are all easy. Who was the founder of Redwall Abbey?
Founder of Redwall Abbey was Martin the Warrior.
Excellent. Excellent. You're doing really good. Doing really good. Be a shame for it to fall apart now.
Yeah, it's always when it happens.
Which villainous character is a reoccurring antagonist throughout the series?
Throughout the series. Okay. A lot of them have like individual villains.
Yeah.
So which one is recurring?
Yeah, he's a recurring antagonist throughout the series.
Fort Sixclaw is a villain in 2 books. And I'm trying to remember if there's somebody that shows up in more. Bad Rat is mentioned in 2. Verdaga Green Eyes is who I'm going with. Verdaga Green Eyes is in 4 books.
Clooney the Scourge is what I was looking for.
Okay, well, Clooney the Scourge is only in 1 book.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's just in Redwall.
All right. I'm going to give you credit. I'll give you credit on that one. You got a couple for him right through there, all right?
Do like Clooney.
What type of weapon is often used by the creatures of Redwalls in their battles?
So they will use swords, slings, and bows normally.
Yes.
The villains will use axes and spears.
Right. All right. So what is the name of the young mouse who is often the protagonist, is often the central character in the series? It does vary. I know it varies from book to book, right? But you got 3 names starting with M.
Okay. So we have
Sorry.
Matthias, Matameo, and Martin are the 3 M names you're looking
That's Matameo?
Yeah.
Emil, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I did watch that. I did watch the I am Atomic. Which book in the series features the story of Matthias, young mouse who becomes a warrior at Redwall?
That is the first book, Redwall.
Okay. What is the name of the sea captain who is a prominent character in several books?
Okay.
He's a rat. He's a rat sea captain.
It's a rat sea captain.
He's a sea rat captain.
Okay, because there's Skipper of Otters and Logalog the Shrew, but a rat captain, that's got to be the rat captain from, it's the book with Muriel. It's the Bells. What's his name?
Give you a hint. Starts with an R. That's all you get.
Okay.
You're doing very well.
This one I'm drawing a huge blank on. I'm going to say...
Thank you. Thank you, Will.
I don't think this is right, but there is a sea rat captain in another book with this name. I don't think this is the right name, but I'm going to say it is Ratak, as in like Ratach.
And that is, no, it's Captain Romska.
Okay, so it's Romska. That makes sense. Makes sense. Yep.
Yeah. Is that not what you... Come on now.
No, Romska's the one from Bellmaker, so that's exactly... yeah.
That's what you were on there. You almost got...
Yeah. That one I'm absolutely wrong on.
Okay. Which book in the series is set during the time of the French Revolution? The French Revolution, which book is set during that time?
I think it's The Long Patrol.
You do. That's what you think.
Assuming that is not the answer based on the way you just answered. But yeah, I think it's Long Patrol.
What if I said the Scarletti Curse?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, all right. Not bad, not bad. You get to keep your red wall card. That was because that was an 80. 80. And I think I had my fault on. I think I wrote that the wrong way around.
Well, it's tough too because the first book in the series is called Redwall. The Abbey's called Redwall, and then the 16th book in the series is called Redwall, but it's the same book as the first one. It's just a republishing of it, but for some reason it's counted in the list. So it gets really confusing.
All right. Well, you did well. You get to keep your red wall card this week.
Ooh.
Not bad, not bad. As far as I'm concerned. As you know, I'm the authority on all these things.
Yes.
So.
Disappointed!
I'll take that disappointed. I'll take that.
All right.
Okay, then. Let's get into Gundam.
Yeah, so.
We finished episode 45.
Yeah. A victory. There's still some messing with the animations through the different episodes. Sometimes not, and it's not episode to episode this time. Sometimes it's in the same episode.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure they're settled on Uso's hair.
Yeah, that it seemed like his hair was like static for about 30 episodes, and then now I don't know.
It's wavy. It's like I think Domino was like, "Oh, you think I do too much animation, huh? I worry about too many details. Wave his hair."
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some silly stuff in it, like the girl. There's a scene with a girl that she's on a shield.
Yeah.
And somehow she flies off.
Yep.
Like, she float off. She flies off. I am wondering what force.
Right.
I have no idea what force caused that.
Would have been real easy to have an explosion go by, but there was nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing. She just flew off.
That's good. Good if there's no lag. Angel Halo is weird. I'm gonna put spoilers up for us. Angel Halo is a weird idea.
Yeah, that's a little bit strange. It's very strange. I am pretty sure Tomino is a huge science fiction fan from the 70s.
Yeah.
Or the 70s, maybe early 80s. That's the maybe even earlier than that, probably. You know, like old Isaac Asimov, Ray Bradbury. I know, I think he read Frank. I said Dune before.
Right.
I think he's kind of inspired by, or a lot of those are in his sphere of influence, maybe, so to speak. So that.
Also, like, real quick, what's up with just introducing new characters without actually introducing them? Here's a new Shrike team.
Well, Victory, I said it while we were watching it. Victory is like being told a story by like a 4-year-old toddler.
Yeah.
Right? And it rambles on and on all over the place, and you get details that you were apparently supposed to know.
Right.
Or something before. And then Shakti's mom was the queen.
Yeah.
And then this, and then there was this captain, and he wanted to have a baby with this lady, but they died.
Yeah.
And then there's why?
What's up with Zanskar getting like send-offs for their characters, but when our characters die, we get nothing?
Nobody cares for the good guys anymore.
I don't understand what's happening right now. It's been like 12 episodes since we've seen Katajina or Chronicle.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It's a bizarre experience right now.
Yep.
I mean, the like I said, the changing animations, and sometimes it's subtle.
Yeah.
I think that's what throws me off, because I'm sitting there watching it going, am I going crazy?
Right.
No, that changed. But it's almost over.
Yeah. 6 episodes to go.
We shall see.
All right. You got anything else you want to say, or should we just move on?
I don't know if there's anything to say. I mean, with other episodes, the chaos's weirdness is part of what makes it.
I understand. It's unique.
And look, this has like some great characters in it.
Oh yeah.
Where the characters are set up, that's they're some of the best in the series so far.
Yeah, I want to know more about Kisahalu. That guy was cool.
Yeah, they set up a lot of cool stuff. It's just really, it's bizarre now.
Hmm.
Very bizarre.
What is Zanskar's plan? Like, there's the Kira cry, because we got told early on their plan was to conquer the Earth, and then we find out their plan was to prepare the Earth for Queen Maria. So I guess their goal was to sow a bunch of chaos so that when she shows up to heal people, everybody accepts her.
Yeah, so that's step 2 in the plan.
Right. But now the plan is use Angel Halo to influence all the enemy pilots' thoughts so that they stop fighting, so that they can just shoot them down. But that requires Maria to be in space on Angel Halo and not going to Earth.
Well, Shakti can be there now.
Well, yeah. So I guess now it's freed up. Yeah, Maria can go to Earth now.
That's the secret plan.
Yeah. Also, why did they make 3 super weapons? Why did we have the Kalos Gilly and it was shooting up a bunch of Earth when the goal was supposed to be to take over Earth? But then after the Kalos Gilly got taken out, we moved into the next one, which was the Motorrad fleet.
He had a Star Wars binge.
Yeah.
For making this, and that A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. He watched all those again through that. I guess maybe one of the prequels, the first prequel, he might have caught that. I don't know.
Maybe.
But, there's more than once the character says, "I got a bad feeling about this."
Yeah.
I think that's intentional. I do.
Right. Yeah, I think Tomino absolutely wears his influence on his sleeves. I don't think he's trying to hide them. But, man, I miss the days when, hey, here's the zombies. Each of them has a different super weapon planned. Each of them is funneling funds to make it happen. None of them succeed. That made sense to me.
Well, we've long passed making sense.
Yeah. Because
I think
go ahead.
Inconsistency, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whole thing. From characters runs, they don't stay. You stay consistent arc, and you might have some ups and downs in that, but they just so off character for each one.
Yeah. Taslo Vega almost gets executed with the guillotine, and his result is not to go, hey, I'm going to go work with the Ligue Militaire to get my revenge, or I'm going to go hide and fear they're ever going to catch me. He just gets to go back to being a military commander. He sends Fala to be executed, and then catches her, but only catches her 2 days after, so she floated in space and lost her mind.
Gotta give her time to think, right?
Yeah, I guess so. And then his response is, yeah, so I'm going to still fight the bad guys, the Ligue Militaire and the Federation, while I try to take out Kagadi and Dogare. But why? You hate them. Just team up with the other team that's trying to take them out. What are you doing?
No. There's subterfuge and plot within plot.
Yeah.
Enemy of enemy against enemy who's still an enemy, not a friend.
Yeah.
But this one over here might be.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Also, I just want to point out, we left Katajina after she joined a cult, and that's the last we've seen of her. So, for all I know, she's drinking the Kool-Aid.
Story old as time right there. So
yeah.
And she seems, look, all I'm saying is she seems very impressionable.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the only character that stayed consistent. I don't know.
She gets convinced by whoever talks to her with enough authority and confidence.
I'll go with that. Yes.
Yeah. Man, I want to like Victory. I really, really do. But I walk away from so many episodes going, what was the point of this episode?
Oh God. Carlman, will somebody take care of that kid, please?
Yeah, I just want
get him somewhere.
Please animate Brandis more too. There's so many scenes where I think he's dead.
The animation out the window at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll Hasbro for an episode or so. They don't care anymore. Like, get this done.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move into weeks then. How's your week been, sir?
It's been all right. Been all right. I've not really done much. Did have to work a little bit this week. That was nice. Going doing that. With that, cleaned up, moved some stuff around, plugged some more stuff in after I unplugged it, and got really tired. I've played a little bit of Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Which I don't. That's just like a brain dead game for me at this point, kind of.
Yeah.
So I have made it to like level 17, and have yet to go in the museum to talk to Preston.
Nice.
I got my line set up. Yeah, I don't have
Avoid
to deal
that
with
as
him.
long as you can.
I'm going to, and it's tough to do.
Yeah.
There's like this net of like stuff that are like super mutants and scum raiders or whatever they're called, raider scum. Hang out at Mos Eisley Diner. That are really tough, but now I can kill them. So
Yeah.
Moving on, but I'll get bored and put it down pretty soon.
Yeah, I understand.
Won't do that. I don't really watch anything. Did watch a few episodes of the Almighty Johnsons,
Okay.
which my girlfriend. It's a good show. The I don't know how to, because they are the Norse gods, but they're not the Norse gods.
Right.
But they are like on the 21st body's birthday. They pretty much become who they're supposed to be.
Right.
They're all cousins, but because their 21st birthdays all different times, one is the grandfather, one is
Right.
based on Norse mythology.
Buttermilk.
But I guess the basic premise of it is like somebody turns 21 and they get picked as who got sent. They get picked as Odin.
Yeah.
They got to go find Freya. They got to go on the quest. This is the only time. If he dies before completing the quest, everybody else dies.
Yeah.
They don't want that. So it's not bad. I need to watch some. I need to watch some more of it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it's a New Zealand show.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that has to do with anything. It's a good show. Do that. But that's really kind of pretty much it. Kind of taking it easy. How has your week been, sir?
My week's been pretty lame, honestly. A lot of working on a barn. Trying to build a barn. Got rained out today. Which, I mean, it worked out in lots of ways. But, we had a lot of stuff done on that today, and that's going well. Thanks for the oof. Has been a little lame. I did finish Chained Echoes. And the review for that will go up tomorrow. And we're both New Zealand zoes. That's true. Very good.
No. Yes, they are.
Excited for that review to go up because I really like that game. I think the game worth playing if you're a turn-based RPG fan and if you like mechs and don't mind playing turn-based RPGs. So, very, very good.
There you have it.
Still working on Stranger Things.
Not much, right?
Well, the 4th season episodes are an hour and a half as compared to an hour. And so it's taking a little bit longer to get through them. But we're on episode 5, I believe. We just finished episode 4, which had a great ending. So yeah, that shows real good still. I like it a lot.
Okay. Coming along.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It a lot. And then there was something else I did my week. Oh yeah. I've been working more on FF14, trying to get a video out that I'm excited for. And doing some cleanup here and there and trying to get the new set of relic weapons, which are called Manderville weapons. They require you to do the Manderville quest line, which thankfully I had already done everything up until this expansion's Manderville quest lines before, because otherwise that's a lot of questing you got to do just to get the relic weapon. I don't know how I feel about that. But Those Manderville cutscenes are real good, and this latest one was a lot of fun to get through. Now I just have to run content to be able to get weapons that look really cool. And so that's, how that goes. Same old, same old.
Yeah. There's a pattern to it.
Yeah.
It's been played out again and again, but it's still rather fun.
Yeah. And go ahead.
2 hours on Mondays.
I was about to say, speaking of, we played MO Mondays with Lotro, and my legendary weapons get real strong. I like it a lot.
Right on.
That's a good system.
We've got some. We unlocked 3 skirmishes. We can do it again and again and again. I'm trying to think. I don't know, without ruining anything, but giving a little heads up.
Right.
I don't think we have another skirmish center thing in Moria.
Right.
I think we should be pushing off on the back half of it now.
We need to get to Rohan. Yeah.
There's a couple places in there. Ka-chow.
Yep. Call me Lightning McQueen.
But I think we should be back half of that. And I know a couple of those can go kind of deep, but
yeah,
we're sticking to the main line. I think we'll get out of there pretty soon.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of nerding out a little bit on it.
I'm excited. And then I've still been playing Zelda. I don't want to get into too much about it for spoiler's sake for anybody, but it's still really good. I do have a video planned. I haven't recorded it yet. I was going to record today, but we worked on the barn for longer than I thought we would. But hopefully get that recorded this week for my thoughts. I did one for 10 hours in. This will be my thoughts 30 hours in. And,
okay.
It's very good. All I'll say. Very good.
Very nice. I'm setting up. I'll be playing it soon.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna dive in. The problem is, I know it's gonna do like other games have done. I just know it. I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I can play for like 30 more minutes.
Yep.
Or, well, just let me go over here and do this. It's like about 5 minutes.
Yep.
While I'm here, let me go ahead and I know how it's gonna go.
That 30 hours in could easily be more if I hadn't forced myself to stop and finish Chained Echoes, because Final Fantasy 16 is coming out soon.
Come on.
And I needed to get at least one game off the list.
One.
So, all right, well, let's move into reviews, speaking of games on the list.
Okay.
And we're starting with System Shock Remake. Now, I put Remake in there. They just called it System Shock. Again, I hate that they do that. It gets really confusing. But
look, if they updated it as well, they probably could. There's going to be no confusing that game. That's a 90s game.
Yeah, for sure.
Got 281 already. I'm kind of leaning on that. 86 or regular.
Of course.
You know what? I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna say 86.
Okay.
With Wherewithal, I like that score. So 281, 286.
X said we could go. Answer is 75.
Well, that's kind of a little disappointing.
A little bit.
Or I don't know. Hopefully they didn't jack with the gameplay too much, and that might have actually. They might not have jacked with the gameplay too much, and it might have brought the score down a little bit.
Yeah. Mouse came in with a 90. Would have been a really good score. The score was not bacon burning, Faith. Way too many games. Says, for those who are huge fans of the original release, I am sure that this will be highly regarded as a fantastic remake. But this is more than that. For those new to the franchise, this is also a great point to step in at. Night Dive's System Shock Remake is one that will appeal to both audiences. The core gameplay mechanics may not be the best or most polished, but it's the world design, atmosphere, and engaging plot that make for an experience that is still very much unique and very worth the gigantic wait.
Okay. Got another?
Not going to answer yes or no on that, Remas, but because I don't want to. But I will read you another review.
Okay.
So we have, and we've never covered this outlet because normally they're only for multiplayer games. But Multiplayer First says the original System Shock was a classic, but also a niche game that never achieved commercial success. I disagree with that. I think System Shock is a game that did succeed. This remake highlights the niche aspect, but will forego the classic label. It may entice players who want to see how this updated version looks and plays, and while there's some considerable tension to be had while going down narrow and dim-lit corridors, the fun of being lost in maze after maze wears out quickly, especially when you're doing the upbeat scan through the map, looking for whatever card or switch you've missed. At this rate, Shodan is likely going to conquer both Citadel Station and Earth, as frustrating her plans is precisely that, frustrating.
Okay.
So, to me, it sounds more like they made it like the old game.
Yeah.
Some people don't like that. I saw some of the same stuff when we talked about Bolt Gun last week. Because it's made like an old Doom. Like, hey, you gotta go find those keys. Those keys are somewhere in the level. Go find them.
Yeah.
You know? Like, well, I don't have a map. Well, no, of course you don't. Like, I get why you want one, but no, of course you don't.
That sure would be helpful. What a great idea. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a pen? You have a piece of paper?
Make your own.
Yes.
And I get that that's not the kind of way that games are made today, but there's still a place for that, and there are still people that enjoy that.
I think, yeah. I like games. I like games that like force you to do that a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much. But a lot of the other like non-receptive or like bad reviews, you could say, were like single paragraph or single sentence blurbs, and it was like, okay, well, we'll go with this thing.
All right. Well, like, I'm gonna be hopeful. I'm gonna give it 82.
Okay.
Oh.
We let it go for a little bit longer just to give people more chance to get their scores in. The score is 68%.
Okay.
Ultimately, go ahead.
Horrible. I was just saying it's not super horrible.
Right.
We've definitely some worse scored games.
I think if you were somebody that likes that style of game, this is a 68 is a way higher score than it seems because it tells you it is exactly that kind of game.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is the kind of thing you like if they don't like it so much. All right. Our second game is The Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Okay, I had that loaded up. I haven't played it yet. But the way things work, I loaded that game. Everything decided I wanted headlines about it. Wherever I looked. So I might have a. That's not the direction I was thinking of going, Will. To that. Oh, man.
I do want to clarify real quick, too. I know that review embargo went up on 2 other games while my power was out. I didn't add them to this list in the last 30 minutes after I got power because I haven't had time to go through the blurbs. So we can cover those next week.
Right. I've been influenced, and I don't want to. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice and say 68. It's
Okay.
probably high. I don't
68.
know. It feels rough because, like I said, I got headlines all about this game. 070, yeah. I was maybe I'll get some hope back. Tonight we'll find out.
We shall see.
Yes.
The score is 40.
Oh gosh. Wow. I don't think any of us want to be that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we need to hear a couple reviews.
Yeah, I got a couple here for you. Gaming Trend says, just like Gollum, I'm a bit split. The Lord of the Rings Gollum features a great story that adds to the lore, along with a terrific stealth system, but it misses the mark in other areas. A finicky and redundant platforming system mixed with a dialogue system that lacks bite makes for a combination that drags the rest down. Gollum is always so close to the ring, but ever far.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, oh, go ahead.
Puns.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just bet there's puns.
There were so many I had to avoid.
Yeah.
Digitally downloaded says this is a problem across the entire games industry and far too much of the work it produces. What makes Gollum stand out is that most other developers and publishers then use their creative teams to try and hide the crass cynicism and capitalism. Daedalic didn't bother with Gollum. The game represents the games industry with its mask off.
That's wow.
I've got one more for you because I felt like that was not really helpful for the game itself.
No, but that helps me think of a score.
Right. That's why I had to include it. Hey Poor Player says, utterly shambolic in almost every way, The Lord of the Rings Gollum is an abject failure as a stealth and traversal game, continuously tripping over itself with technical incompetence to such an extent it's virtually impossible to recommend. Featuring monotonous climbing and sneaking mechanics, cheap deaths from heights akin to a paddling pool, a boring structure, plain and uninteresting characters, a host of technical blemishes, mostly poor visuals, a woodpecker quality soundtrack, and an overall, what does that even mean? An overall dismal and trying experience. The Lord of the Rings Gollum is absolutely atrocious. Much like its protagonist, it's a cursed product that should be cast into the smoldering fires of Mount Doom.
Well then. 12.
Okay. All right.
Whoa, that's so rough.
Minus one.
I know, this is terrible. This should have been a simple little game.
Yep. All I'll say is remind me to never buy you a gift again, because
Yeah.
that blew up in both our faces. The score is 25 is a good guess. The score is 5%. Out of 66 reviewers, only 2 of them recommended it.
Okay. Well.
So
There you have it.
it's Gollum.
Wow. That was rough.
Let's move into announcements.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is just a quick one, as most of the announcements are. Dragon Quest Monsters 25th anniversary is coming.
Okay.
It was a 5 reboss. The cool thing about this is that they're announcing yours is better. The cool thing about this is they're announcing there's going to be a brand new Dragon Quest Monsters game coming out as well. They're going to announce it on the 25th anniversary. So that's cool. I love those games. So I'm excited for a new one of those for sure. From there, RGG Studio is doing an RGG Summit Studio on, I can't spell today, on June the 15th. This is for the Yakuza series, now called Like a Dragon. They're going to be doing their own style direct thing. Stoked for that. No, I can't spell any day. My spell slots are always empty. SGDQ is coming back. Oh, not HGD. SG. There we go.
The Roman Empire? Wait a minute.
It would be really funny though. I want to give a quick little short rundown of retake. Some of the stuff. Thank you for the retake. Some of the stuff that's going to be on there. Sonic Frontiers is getting a run that looks really cool. 80% in an hour 7. Bug Snacks. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You like.
What's that?
So please remember a Sonic game you liked.
Yep, pretty much. Then we have Bugsnax is getting an all bosses co-op run in 34 minutes.
Okay.
I did say Bugsnax. Yes, that's a great game. There was one more like really popped out to me.
That was the game of the year for you, wasn't it?
It was in my top 10. Yeah, Bugsnax is great. Bugsnax. Yeah, here it is. Interlily's Quietest of the Nights, a Metroidvania I really like. All Spirits, 1 hour, 8 minutes. They're going to do every side boss and everything there. And then there's going to be a Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion 80% race between two different players in an hour and a half.
All right.
And I mentioned Chained Echoes earlier. 80%, no clear file, 45 minutes. Just, you know, if
And how long did it take you?
41 hours.
Golly.
So, you know, some good stuff there, like always.
Everybody's telling me to hurry up. What's going on?
And then next up for announcements, we have the Sony PlayStation Showcase. And there were a bunch of games announced there. I have a short list here. I say short list, it's all of them. Stop me any ones you want to talk about, good sir. Or chat if you have questions. But we saw Fair Games, which, you know, it looked all right. Not my style of game. Helldivers 2. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm for that. Immortals of Avium.
Yeah, I think a few of those who went through, right? We saw it and we're like, hey.
Bill 3, I know.
We went through where a lot of them seemed like, they're pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that anything really, really jumped out.
Yeah. I should mention, too, we did try to record a reaction to it. I was positive it was recording. It was not. I'm sorry. I literally don't have anything else I can say other than I was positive it was recording. It was not. So, Ghost Runner 2.
Disappointed!
I'm disappointed too, Faith. Trust me. Ghost Runner 2 looked pretty cool. Phantom Blade 0 looked pretty cool. Both those back to back, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sword of the Sea looked really cool. I want a surfboard on a sword.
Yeah.
Swordboard.
That one had very interesting looking art style.
Hmm.
That one did stand out a little bit for sure.
Talos Principle 2.
Yeah.
Neva.
Mm-hmm.
Cat Quest Pirates of the Caribbean.
Look,
Yeah, I'm right there with the remote.
I was going to be excited about that.
Yep.
Just saying, didn't jump out at me.
I'm right there with your remote. Foam Stars.
Dude, when it first came up, though,
Yeah.
Foam Stars platoon. But when Helldivers was the first one came up, you called it out. You knew it was Helldivers 2.
Yeah, I knew that logo.
Another Earth Defense Force.
Yeah.
Like it was. Either way, it looked, yes. Blasting bugs. Yes, the Foam Star. That was another game they showed.
Yeah. Ready to get foamy? The Plucky Squire was next. Looked all right.
That looked okay. That looked like a nice, like it probably had a nice story.
Mm-hmm.
Might be relaxing to go through and play. See what you can explore. That one did look all right.
Then they showed Teardown. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I like destroying stuff. That would probably be fun for a little bit.
Then they showed Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater Remake.
Yeah. And that was kind of like, okay.
They're going to redo the whole series, aren't they? They're going to redo the whole series.
Yeah. Well, they've got, as I understand it, there's 3 in mind to redo.
You start with 3, so you have the chronological story, then you move into 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I did think it was really funny seeing reactions after the fact of people being like, "That's Solid Snake," and it's like, well, no, actually, it's not Solid Snake. It's funny. They got you, but What didn't get me as excited was Towers of Agashba.
Yeah.
You know, it looked all right.
That's the thing. Well, and we'll always go back to that, right? A lot of these games should look beautiful. It's nice to see the art style and see them look that beautiful. But that can't just be the selling point of the game anymore.
Yeah. I should mention too, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 are re-releasing for digitally on PlayStation, so you can get them on PS5 now, which is cool. Those games haven't been playable since PS3, so it's good to have them back. FF16 got shown off.
Yep.
What'd you think?
Well, dude, it looked like a Final Fantasy game. I like the because I played prologue. You could hear the scale rising and going up and down, or going up. I like the sound of it. It looked like a classic Final Fantasy game is what it would expect to look. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, and that's maybe a game I might actually play through that. The art style, though, I mean, like I said it before, it looks Final Fantasy. You can't tell.
There is a demo coming. Then they showed off a game that caught both of us by surprise, Alan Wake 2.
Yeah. One felt a little bit out of the blue.
I didn't expect that to be Alan Wake. In hindsight, of course it was Alan Wake, but like...
Come on. No.
Then they showed us Revenant Hill. That looked okay. I'm interested. Skeletons hanging out with people.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a two-sided game or if it's all mashed up. Like live or whatever, but that one did look interesting. Rather strange.
Then they showed us Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which I'm sorry, I want to be excited for, but it just looks like every other generic fantasy game. It's not. I get that. I know there's a whole like fresh world there, but they didn't stylize the art style at all. They just went for like 3D models.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, sure, all right. Like, I have my huge problems with Genshin. It's why I don't play it anymore. I can pick Genshin out of a lineup. You know what I mean? You put this next to Star Ocean, the Divine Force, and I don't know if I can tell you which is which other than just knowing Grand Blue characters.
Yeah. That certain it's just that animation style, right?
Yeah.
The way the characters look and everything, yeah.
Speaking of characters, they showed off some more Street Fighter 6 stuff with the creative character. We already knew there was going to be a creative character, but we didn't know how involved they would be. They're super involved, so there we go.
Yeah, hopefully the story mode doesn't just be trash.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Then they showed off Ultros, which looked okay.
Yeah.
Then they showed off Tower of Fantasy, which was another generic fantasy game where they didn't go with any like specialized art style, and it was just 3D models again. And I was like, "Oh boy, we got Avium, Grand Blue, and Tower of Fantasy all in the same one here." Yeah. I don't know, man. Dragon's Dogma 2 though was not just generic fantasy. It had a very like stylized art style. It's darker than the others for sure, but it looks good. We also got confirmation it is still single player.
Yeah.
But
they had but did still have the portals, right?
Yeah, for the pods. I'm sorry. It's true though. It's true. You're gonna get into the first level and they're gonna tell you Ryu's dead. You gotta go. And then he's not actually, because spoilers for Sonic Forces, but that's what happens. Sonic Forces level 1. Sonic's dead. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 was shown off next. Which sure, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
those continue. RE4 remake VR.
Yeah, that looked like it'll make you dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
That should be fun.
Excited for that.
If I had a VR set, I'd probably play it, but I don't. I'm not going to get one, too.
Yeah, I understand. The next few things are all going to be VR as well. Arizona Sunshine 2 Crossfire Sierra Squad, Synapse, and Beat Saber coming to PlayStation VR 2. Sure.
Yeah. Very nice.
Wish I had room for that kind of stuff in my house. Then they showed off Marathon, which is seemingly going to be a 3D shooter, Halo style, made by Bungie of their old text-based adventure, and I don't know how I feel about that. Because I don't really trust them at this point.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They might redeem themselves.
They could. But they showed off Destiny 2, The Final Shape, where they took a character that is 100% dead and made him not dead anymore for the sake of trying to pull people back to that game that they keep taking content out of. And that did not sell me on Marathon any more than Marathon itself did. If anything, it made me go, oh, okay. That was one of the best moments of the base game, was when that character died. It legitimately is a great moment, and they have completely run it back.
Like Oliver and Victory.
Yep.
Sacrifice.
Means nothing. Then they showed off In Concord.
Yes, but there were no Concords.
Right, unfortunately. Then they referenced the Gran Turismo movie. It's still coming.
Yes.
And the final section of their show was for Marvel's Spider-Man 2, where we got to see some cool stuff, including the fact that in the second game, Pete has become Venomed.
Yeah, he's Black Suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Got that. They did show off some cool moves and stuff. I don't know, because the fighting was fast paced.
Yeah, it looked good.
And I don't know how if it keep up with that or how they're working that out. If it's just one or two buttons,
right,
and it reacts to it or what.
No, I agree, Remus. I bought the PSVR 1 and played 3 games that I really liked on it, and then never played anything I found fun again on it.
Fair games.
I'm excited for this. I think it looked good. And that leads us into the Warhammer Skulls showcase. I didn't know this was happening until I got sent a link from one of my contacts inside Games Workshop that was like, hey, we're doing this thing. I don't know if you knew or not. We're doing this thing. You should take a look.
By the way.
So they announced some cool stuff there. Speed Freaks is a Twisted Metal style car combat game where you play as orcs. They released the alpha for it already. It was closed alpha, and I was able to get in, made a video on it. It's really fun.
Okay.
Because it is just that Twisted Metal style, but with further innovation of, this is how games work now, of, hey, go capture that point, and go hold that point, and you hold that point while driving around it in circles.
I miss Twisted Metal.
Yeah. Also, in that game, you get to play as the Death Killer Wartrike. This is the first alpha I've played in a long time where you have more than 3 options. They give you 9 options for cars.
Right on.
The Death Killer Wartrike has a grappling hook and a power claw, so you can drag yourself to them because you're lighter than everybody else. You're not dragging them to you. You drag yourself to them, and then you melee them to death.
Then you beat them to death.
I got 14 kills in one match with the power claw. So it's really cool. They announced that Total War Warhammer 3 is getting Harold Hammerstorm, which worries me a little bit because Dawn of War 3's biggest problem is Hero Hammer, where it's all about getting your named character out there.
Yeah. We'll
see. But I like Total War Warhammer 3, and I hope it doesn't just become more of that, because it already is sort of that. The Lizardmen are coming to Blood Bowl 3, which is cool. Then we got some weird, hey, here's some stuff. So, World of Tanks is getting Lehman Russ battle tanks from 40K. SnowRunner is adding Warhammer stickers. World War Z Aftermath is adding 40K trinkets. And Power Washing Sim and 40K are crossing over.
Right, you clean armor, I guess.
I guess so. I don't know. That was weird, but there was some cool stuff in there. Vermintide 2 is adding a new free level called Karak Asgaraz, which made me think of Baruch Khazar immediately. But it's a dwarven stronghold that you can fight your way through, and it's free, so that's great. Dark Tides. Sorry.
I was just saying it's always nice.
Yeah.
Good price.
Dark Tide's adding a bunch of stuff, but it's not fixing any of the items or the crafting system that's still not in the game or anything like that. So, there was Remastered Space Marine 2 is still coming. Supposed to be coming this year. They didn't give us a release date, but they're doing a really weird thing with it, which I think is a good idea on paper. I don't know if it's going to be a good idea in practice. They're also releasing Space Marine the board game, which will come with the Commander Titus Mini.
All right.
That you can build and paint, and he's supposed to be an easy assemble build. And then you get some Tyranids with it and things like that, which is cool and will help people get into the rest of this plastic nonsense. But also, I don't think it's a very good mini. So, Titus is a character that could have a ton of poses, and instead they went with 1 foot in the air, pistol up, chainsword back. Like, okay, you mean the default assault intercessor pose? That one?
They just reskinned it. Right.
But I'm still really excited for that game. I think the physical, like Space Marine 2 is going to be incredible. Space Marine 1's great. Orcs are coming to Battle Sector. Mechanicus is getting a soundtrack double vinyl pack. Rogue Trader is still coming. We don't know anything else about it. But they did announce one new game that I'm really excited for that's not just Speed Freaks. Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin. We gotta save on those production costs. It is going to be a RTS, not a Total War style game, an RTS from the Age of Sigmar setting, which AOS doesn't have a lot of games right now because a lot of video games are still doing Warhammer Fantasy. So it's AOS, and you're playing as your main faction anyway is the Stormcast. So they die, they come back, but they've lost a little bit more of their humanity. I think the story mode on that is going to be really cool. I'm really excited for that. That's a cool idea. Realms of Ruin. And that's all our announcements.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay.
So, let's move into the news. We'll start with the update everybody's waiting on. I know you want to know. What's happening in War Thunder?
This is very important.
I want to tell you that after last week's podcast, the Friday Everybody Don't Play War Thunder was a success, and that Gaijin saw that everybody stopped playing and said, ooh, we can't do this. Yeah, it is a Sigmarine game. Exactly. Said, oh, we can't keep doing this. We got to fix the game. We got to hold true to our promises. We got to do it. Well, it turns out a lot of people did stop playing Friday.
Okay.
But they started playing Saturday. And so...
And those that did play Friday just had an easier time.
Yep. So the current peak of players is 95,000. Now, when I checked these numbers Saturday, the peak was 37,000, which means that over 60,000 players stopped playing Friday.
That's a little bit of a splash, I guess.
Yeah, that's impressive, except they started playing again immediately Saturday. And so, yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, and for Remas, War Thunder is falling apart. They keep, raising the costs on everything in-game, pushing platinum packages, trying to get you subscribed to their platinum services, and reducing the amount of in-game currency that you get for anything you do, while increasing the cost of everything. We went through the whole list last week and all the stuff that they'd removed that you could get in-game currency for, and now the repair costs are the entire cost of the vehicle every time you get shot down.
Basically, look, they gave too much away for free, and I know they're trying to make money, but they went about it a real bad way.
Yeah. So total over the last 30 days, they lost 8% of their player base.
Okay.
But in April, they gained 5% more. So they really only lost 3% of their player base.
No. That's not the way percentages work.
Well, what I mean is they gained 5 throughout all of April. They lost 8 in the last 30 days, which is also April.
Okay.
So it comes out to they still wound up gaining players.
Okay.
But it bothers me when I see, like, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to do a big boycott. And then nobody sticks to it.
Well, I mean, there's things in the world that you can boycott over if you felt like it's probably a little bit more important than a mobile game.
Yeah.
But
if you're not even going to stick to that, how are you going to stick to any others?
fair enough.
I don't know. It really bothers me when I see stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come here today and tell you, hey, they did it.
Yeah, right. What are the victory stories?
But they didn't do.
No.
Next up, we'll get into something that's pretty ridiculous. Nintendo doesn't understand.
Don't understand what?
Well, they don't understand emulators, but they don't really understand anything when it comes down to the way the fan base looks at things. And I say that, but then they put out a game like Zelda that sells, 1 billion copies. Oh, for sure. Yeah, and if you get shut down, you got to pay the entire cost again every time. So Nintendo put out a DMCA for the Dolphin emulator, which allowed you to play GameCube games.
Okay. Yeah.
And so the main purpose of this is that the Dolphin emulator was coming to Steam. Now, granted, that caused some ruffled feathers at Nintendo, because even though it was going to be free on Steam, they looked at that as it would be their games on another platform, and they hadn't okayed that. They said so in their DMCA outlet. They in the letter they put out,
By gum.
Then, because Nintendo started getting some backlash about it, they put out a thing saying that using illegal emulators or illegal copies of games harms development and stifles innovation.
Yeah. I don't think so, but go ahead.
So, the pushback to this has been, how does playing GameCube games that we're not allowed to buy and play on our current hardware anyway stifle innovation or harm development of currently ongoing games?
Right. Yeah. You don't offer it anywhere. If you did, you might have an argument.
Right.
Or you could just work with Steam so you don't have to worry about making hardware.
Huh?
With your own emulator. I don't know. Just the way to think about it.
What this feels like to me is that Nintendo went, hey, this is another one of those people that are trying to do like the Switch emulator that they DMCA'd the other day. These are more people trying to sell Switch games or let people steal Switch games. It's like, no, this is a GameCube emulator. Yeah. And, at the risk of Nintendo sending me a DMCA,
don't be telling them that. Do it next.
Here.
Obviously, this is where Nintendo gets their news, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like...
Right.
Nintendo, you can't stop this machine at this point. Like, I don't know why you're trying to stop the river with your hands, but you're not going to be able to stop it.
Yeah. Well.
GameCube bid out, man. Like,
yeah.
So, I think it's really funny. that Nintendo's just going like, yeah, when you emulate, you stifle the innovation. Like, sure. When people emulate new games, it affects sales and makes it where developers don't feel like they can make stuff they want to make. I get that.
Yeah.
You don't sell this anymore. In fact, you specifically just shut down the 3DS eShop, where people can't even buy 3DS games digitally anymore.
Yeah.
What's your deal, man? What are you doing?
They bought that. They want that. That's there.
They do. So, next up, Last of Us multiplayer is delayed.
Okay, that's surprised.
So we have another message here from a developer. I'm getting so used to seeing these now and all their many different forms they take. Every one of them a paragraph with like squares. Isn't Dolphin? It depends on your hardware. Dolphin runs really well on the Steam Deck, for instance, but I have a lot of trouble running Dolphin on my PC. So it just comes down to, unfortunately, the way that different programs talk to each other.
Weird. Emulators used to be like an underground thing.
Yeah.
And they're, now they're just mainstream.
Yep.
So obviously some people aren't happy about that, but
right. Yeah. Some people are really mad. You're stealing games that you can't even buy. They tried. Yeah, they sure did. We talked about it at the time. They tried to push out an update that would make it where you couldn't mod 3DS, or if you had a modded 3DS, it would brick it. Like, why go that far, man? You shut it down. Why go that far?
Because it has the Nintendo name on it.
Also, just to counter this real quick, I showed my Steam Deck with some emulated games on there before anybody's like, well, you didn't pay for those. Like, yeah, hold on. I did.
Yeah, then we talked about that earlier, Will. The Xbox, is that right? The it running some emulations.
I sure did buy them, and my DS doesn't work anymore. So how do you want me to play them?
There you go.
But yeah, the Xbox Series S is apparently an incredible PS3 emulator, so, Anyway, I have a statement here from Naughty Dog that says, "We know many of you have been looking forward to hearing more about the Last of Us multiplayer game. We're incredibly proud of the job our studio's done thus far, but as development has continued, we've realized what is best for the game is to give it more time. Our team will continue to work on the project as well as other games in development, including a brand new single-player experience. I look forward to sharing more soon." If you still get hype about Last of Us, there's a single-player game coming.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't personally, but
Yeah, they push for it. They always got to have the marketing up front. They want to be called out. They got to stay ahead of everything now.
That's right. I looked down at the time and almost panicked. I was like, "Whoa, we're so over." No, we're fine. This next one might excite you. The KOTOR remake is still in development.
Look, until that comes out, I won't believe it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
It's like what were they doing? Sky Oblivion?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I kept hearing about it. I have to see.
The worst part is the article is just, "Hey, yeah, we're still making it."
Yeah, see?
No more information. Just, we're still making it.
Sure.
Oh. So I do have, I've been trying to pepper in the good news with the bad, right?
Okay.
Valheim devs have spoke out about modding.
Okay.
And I want to just read you what they said here, because I think it's really cool.
Is it about modding Valheim or just modding in general?
Modding Valheim. And specifically, there's a problem in Valheim right now where the modding sites for Valheim are trying to charge you for mods.
That'd be nice. That's not the way it works.
Right. And so people were really expecting a big statement from the devs, and they've given it. And they said, lately we've been getting a lot of questions regarding mods and what we as a company approve of. First of all, while we don't have any official mod support, we're definitely happy to see that people are engaging with our game and creating their own mods for it. It's definitely flattering that you want to be creative and add your own ideas. Irongate not having any official mod support essentially means that any creating and using of mods is done at your own risk, then we can't guarantee the mods will be compatible with newer versions of the game. Pretty good start, right?
Yeah.
Like that. The thing that we've been getting the most questions about, however, is the phenomenon where mods cost money. We definitely understand that you spend a lot of time creating a mod and that you might want financial compensation for that. But Irongate does not condone locking modded content behind a paywall. We feel that charging money for a mod is against the creative and open spirit of modding itself, and therefore we urge all mod authors to make their mods freely available to all who want to play them. This should include the whole mod, and not just have part of the mod available for free while another part of it costs money. If you want to show your appreciation for a mod author, you can of course still support them with a voluntary donation, but we do not want payment to be a requirement to access a mod. Additionally, we would also greatly appreciate it if mods made it clear that they are unofficial mods, both in-game and on any website where the mod's available. Sometimes joining a modded dedicated server will automatically trigger a download of a mod. We simply want to avoid confusion for players so that they can know whether or not they're playing a modded game. Valheim already has a feature for this, where you can simply have your mod trigger a pop-up in-game, which will inform the player that their game is running with a mod.
Okay.
Pretty cool stuff, I think. They made it real clear how they feel. Modding's okay. Just stop charging for it.
Yeah. I mean, that's... I you do understand the feelings. Yeah, you put a lot of work in this mod. It's really cool. Thank you. Maybe you asked for donation or anything, but Iron Gate has a game. And
yeah.
If that was part of their official license and everything, they would pay you for it. I think... I think one of the things we've talked, I don't know if we talked about it before, I do believe like Bethesda has picked up a couple modders and put them on their development team.
They have.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that to me, that's you win.
Yeah.
That happens. That's when you've won. Well, I understand. It'd be nice to get money for it.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you why it's a good statement, Will, because that's not the stance that other companies have taken many times. Whenever they find out somebody's making money on a mod, they shut down all modding and make it much harder to mod the game. The fact that they're just going, yeah, no, mod as much as you want, just please stop charging for it. Like, I like that.
it is a little bit.
Yeah, it is. But it's just nice to see, because a lot of the Valheim community was like worried that, hey, this is becoming a big problem. A lot of people are bringing a lot of articles that come out, bring news to it. The devs are gonna say something about it. Are they gonna make it harder for mods to run or break the mod managers? No, they just said, hey, please stop charging for it. Like, that's really cool in a world where you have Nintendo breaking modded 3DSs after they stopped letting you buy 3DS games.
Yeah.
Now, I have another statement from another dev, and I broke these up so that, we could build up to the most dramatic tension for it. Because there has been a statement made from the Lord of the Rings Gollum team.
Okay. Let's hear them try to polish this turd.
Dear players, we would like to sincerely apologize for the underwhelming experience many of you have had with The Lord of the Rings Gollum upon its release. We acknowledge and deeply regret that the game did not meet the expectations we set for ourselves and for our dedicated community. Please accept our sincere apologies for any disappointment this may have caused. Our goal as a studio and as passionate The Lord of the Rings fans has always been to tell a compelling and immersive story-driven adventure. Drafting a story with Middle-earth as our playground has been the greatest honor and the biggest challenge we have faced so far. At Daedalic, we understand that a game's success relies on the enjoyment and satisfaction of its players. We genuinely value your feedback and have been actively listening to your voices, reading your comments, and analyzing the constructive criticism and suggestions you have provided. Our development team has been working diligently to address the bugs and technical issues many of you have experienced. We are committed to providing you with patches that will allow you to enjoy the game to its fullest potential. Once again, we deeply apologize for any inconvenience caused. We appreciate your understanding during this time. We will continue to keep you updated on our progress and provide transparent communication regarding the upcoming patches and improvements. Your passion and dedication as players has been the driving force between our determination to make things right.
Wrong. Look, too little, too late. Like, if it's a bad game, the story's no good, or the game, the gameplay feels, somehow doesn't work. That's one thing. You have failed. You failed on the game. When you have that much trouble with the bugs and stuff like that, now that's unacceptable.
Yep.
You have lied. That's a different circumstance.
Also, there are a couple of slight errors in this that make me wonder if it wasn't AI written.
Par for the course.
For instance, instead of saying the Lord of the Rings Gollum, it says the Lord of Ring Gollum. Yeah, there are. And then when they say and is passionate the Lord of the Rings fans instead of passionate Lord of the Rings fans.
Okay.
That doesn't sound like the way people talk about that series. It really stood out to me when I first read it and made me go, I think this is generated. I don't think this was actually written.
I don't know. People are getting tired of having their IPs crapped on, right?
Yeah.
And I think for me right now, Lord of the Rings is kind of the head of that.
Yeah.
Like,
I
love Lord of the Rings Online.
Mm-hmm.
Why is a 17-year-old game the best representation of Middle Earth in a game?
Yeah, I agree. It shouldn't be, but it is.
It is. With Easter eggs galore through there. If if you're interested in the details of the book, but the past couple of projects, this one, Gollum, and then the series Rings of Power. If you haven't watched them, you don't know about it, and you just heard about them, all you're going to hear is, arguments.
Yeah.
About them. People, and like I said, Lord of the Rings is kind of, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a fanboy of it. So I don't know. I'm tired of it getting crapped on.
Right.
And it's not the first time.
Yeah.
Look, the the Return of the King is a weird cartoon.
Love that movie though, but it is super weird.
Oh my gosh. Hobbit's great.
Yep.
The Hobbit. The Return of the King is a really weird movie.
I did want to highlight that's the best one for sure. Lord of the Rings Online. Best one.
Thank you.
I did want to highlight my favorite comment that came out of this, which was the S in Rings is coming out in a patch next month. The word "the" will be a DLC that comes out in a couple months. Then the statement will be complete.
Yeah. Appreciate your patience in this time.
But round out our news, the Gollum devs used a little bit of AI probably to move that statement out. But developer Rayark has taken that a step further.
Oh, yeah?
And has fired their artists to use AI to make everything.
Okay.
So Rayark is a Korean dev.
Yeah.
They've made Citus 2, Demo, games that have a pretty big following at this point in a couple different places around the world. These are games where you can get waifus, put it that way. And put it this way, when you have a game that is sold on the back of waifus, the art is the most important thing, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah.
So if suddenly you go from human-made art to AI art, there's going to be a couple inconsistencies in the character designs.
Yeah, maybe. The I don't know that we're that far off.
Right.
Where those inconsistencies will be fixed. What will not happen is originality.
Right.
In art.
So how this came about, where people realized something was off, was in a new key art for Grievous Tairitsu.
Yeah.
It is instead not Grievous Tairitsu, but it is Tempest Tairitsu, because the collar and the rose placement is off. It's not where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then in another key art for another character whose name I was not given as part of this, her earrings are wrong, her hair clips are wrong, her hair has a different shade of color on the inside, and the straps, it is sloppy. The straps on her top are wrong, and then the butterflies that fly around her are all like misshapen, warped objects instead of butterflies. So not only did they fire all their artists and use AI art, they didn't even make sure it generated something close.
Yeah, you have options out there,
Right.
with different art and AI generators, and probably one of them would have picked up.
Like, I'm not saying it ever would have been the same, but you could have at least tried to make it look close.
Yeah. Oy.
So then the dev put out a statement that says that using AI, they can replace a whole team of artists and professionals from start to finish. The gaming industry will see massive increases in productivity and will have more profits, thus making better games.
Okay. We shall see.
There's the laugh. There's the laugh track. I expected it. So yeah, that kind of come out of nowhere this week. I didn't expect it, because Cytus is a pretty popular rhythm game that uses the waifus in the background while you play the music. And so to go, hey, yeah, we're gonna take these girls that you've had for years, that you've been buying waifus, and we're just gonna have a completely, like, it's weird enough when you take a character that is drawn by one artist all the time and have a different artist suddenly start drawing them and don't say anything. That's weird enough. I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Victory.
Yeah, victory, 100%.
But weird.
Then to go, yeah, we're going to have AI do it, and we're not even going to make sure they do a good job. We're just going to have them generate some JPEGs, throw them out there. What?
You know, if they were like, hey, we started with this art and had like AI revise it.
Or the other way around.
You know, or clean it up. Yeah. That would be maybe something unique and interesting. This just sounds lazy.
Zaku, boy. No Zaku.
Yeah, it is no Zaku indeed. It is not the same. It is not good. So yeah, it is. It's just lazy. Now they got a new project coming out called Dorica, and there's already been a call for a boycott. We'll see if that goes better than the War Thunder boycott or not. I have no faith in video game boycotts at this point, so you know.
We'll see.
We shall
see. Yeah.
But yeah, that's our news for the week. I always try to give like good news now, and then somehow we always wind up back at the worst by the end. Maybe you can bring us up in your corner, Rungrid.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Well, start off always with a happy birthday, right?
Yeah, happy
Today's
birthday.
Is Lyoto Machida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, quite an impressive fighter. Was really cool in the ring.
Yeah, happy birthday.
If you see him, he fought in the UFC for a long time, but he fought for Pride for a while.
Okay.
But a lot of times after winning a fight or before a fight, you know, he bows to his opponent, and he kept that up. He kind of was like, he really pushed for karate to be a good thing in the UFC. And nobody quite pulled off like he did. No, I'm sure he's probably just working out right now.
Yeah.
He'll catch up this weekend and we'll watch it, you know.
Also, I super agree, Rima.
Yeah. All right. So I'll tell you a good story, right?
Yeah.
And that was my deal, all right? So I need to tell you about the Hunter family. And they have a weekend tradition, and they go to a Waffle House for breakfast each morning.
Okay.
Now, I said Waffle House. This may concerning that this is not about violence.
Right.
Okay.
I was gonna say this is a very dangerous place to take your family.
Right. This is not. There's no chairs being thrown. Right. But on the weekends, he's there Saturday and Sunday morning at 8. Have breakfast with his siblings and his parents. Oh, excuse me. The 8-year-old Kaizen is one of the kids. Kayzen. Interesting name, Kaizen. But he loves it. He absolutely loves going. Sometimes they get to bring grandpa along. It's a little family thing. They all get together and have breakfast. Weird family thing. No idea what they're talking about. There's a guy who's worked there. His name's Devontae Gardner.
Okay.
And Kaysen was going there for about a year, and apparently it's this little 8-year-old's favorite waiter, right?
Okay.
Come in and he always tells them a joke. They always sit in his section. They kind of know each other. He knows what they're going to be ordering before as they sit down. He didn't have he knows what they want set up. So he got it shit up. They've known each other for a while. They're so well known at this little Waffle House that when they go in, they just go to his section and sit down.
Okay.
Oh, right. And they just really like this guy. He's been there, waiter for a while now. Apparently the kid jokes with him, tells a joke, tries to come up with a new joke to tell him every time he comes in.
Nice.
Tell the waiter, everything. So they get along good. And then Devontae had some trouble. He had a difficult living situation. They had to move. They had to get out of his apartment, and it was black mold. Got black mold, and they had some pests in there. But you can't live with black mold. You'll die.
Right.
They had to
Very
get
bad for
out.
you.
Yes, it's not good. So they had to go so they get all that cleaned. But the biggest problem was he didn't have a car for work, and so Kaysen wanted to figure out something to do, and his mother's got a weird name. I probably may pronounce it Vittoria, Vittora, R-R-I-A, Vittoria. All right. Is it Nightbot? Is it really?
Oh, I snoozed the ad so you can continue.
Okay, so here we go. They moved out of the apartment. They had to go to a hotel. It wasn't good. Wintertime, just crappy living conditions.
Right.
That they were in. And Kaysen wanted to help out in the car. So Kaysen convinced his mom, and his mom was like, all right, we'll do something. So they did the GoFundMe thing, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, if we can get up about, I think they asked for, at first they asked for $500. They want to raise $500.
Yeah.
If they got that $500, that would be enough for them. They could throw in money, and they would get Devontae a car. All right, and then it was kind of slow going, but it got up and it kind of jumped up a little bit, and so people were like, "Hey, put this at 5,000, and then put in whatever you can on that." So they put it at 5,000.
Yeah.
And it went past that because right now it's like at 125,000, or it went up to 120,000. That's what it was. And there's been stories about like this. There was fraud.
Right.
But they got a car. Devontae got an apartment. They're looking into buying a house. They're going to get furniture, clothes, and toys for their daughter. So it actually went through.
Nice.
Everything with the extra money that came through. Like I said, the last time I heard a big story like that about that, it was turned out to be a scam.
Yeah.
But apparently this one's not.
That's good.
If it turns out one, I will let y'all know. I'll be on here griping about it. I want to believe, especially if the news that Trey's given us.
Need to be some hope in the world.
To believe that it's not. But that was my news story for you.
Well, I appreciate you sharing it. I want to believe too.
Excellent, sir.
Let's talk about your assignment. How you slew demons. How they might have slew you a few times.
Yes. That's an all right game, but there's nothing deep about that game, right?
Yeah.
It's just you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
There's no other modes, there's no extra side mission.
Right.
Just shoot demons.
Yep.
That's what you do.
Kill demons.
Once you've done enough of them, we'll let you go somewhere else and kill demons until you've done enough.
Yep.
That.
So,
all right.
I think you did a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But I have 3 more games for you today. I've started the poll. As usual on YouTube, if you're watching this, 1, 2, or 3, please do not say the name of the games out loud. I'm excited. And you have 2 minutes to vote.
All right. See what I'm going to be playing.
Where the votes will fall. You know, I really enjoy the Wednesday streams. I don't get to watch them live, but I get to go back and watch them later, and they're a lot of fun for me. Mostly because it's you unfiltered through having to deal with me interrupting you, and so
yes,
I get to see some fun times or some nonsense.
I know there's one game. Okay, I know there's one game on the list that we're pretty close to finishing. That's the Beast Inside. I don't know if we finish it in one stream or not.
Right.
We haven't gone a good ways in it yet.
I was really surprised by where the dice fell today.
Okay.
I will put it this way. A game that didn't win last week wound up in the rotation again this week to be up there. And that surprised me. A lot of 2s. We got a 3. Okay. Have a few more seconds, like 15 seconds left to vote. Have yet to vote.
Seconds. That's all you get.
But ultimately, I have a lot of fun every week when I roll the 3 d20s and I see what games come up. I go, oh.
You would know what they are. You're gonna wait till now and find out what I'm playing tomorrow.
The vote has finished.
All right.
You will be playing the Lord of the Rings Gollum. So when I put Gollum on the list, I fit it into the slot for a game that you had finished.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, it probably won't come up on this. Because what are the chances that I roll a 12 out of all 3 of these?
Guess what you did.
And the first one I rolled was a 12. I was like, all right, well, I guess it was meant to be.
I will play this tomorrow. That's what I'll be doing.
Yep.
I think it's pretty sure this is just revenge for you sitting through Bowden, but whatever.
Yep. I also, just to clarify, because I have seen some
out, bearded man.
Comments. Watch out, bearded man, indeed. I have seen some comments that were like, Trey rigs this. It's like, no, I legitimately roll 3d20 and I take those 3 numbers and put them up there. If I wanted to rig it, I guess I can move what was on those numbers on the sheet. But, like, I haven't had to so far. It's been really funny every time.
All right.
So, yeah. Gollum it is.
Thank you,
All
babe.
right.
Get it out of the way. Be done with it.
Make it a one and done unless it comes up a lot.
There's one on there I realized I forgot to take off the list. 3 times.
It's, I don't know how it happened, but every game on the list was Gollum all of a sudden. So, you'll be playing that tomorrow. Then Thursday we'll be talking Polynesian mythology.
Yes.
Stoked for that one. I know very little of that one, so I'm really stoked.
Yeah, lots of cool creatures and cool stories too.
And Friday we'll be finishing
Emotional damage.
the GM cardigan.
Yes, finish your cardigan before it starts getting cold again.
Your GM friend, GM cardigan.
That's how it would look if Uso flew it.
That's so right.
Right there.
Oh.
Like,
He doesn't need the bottom fighter, right?
oh.
Do you have any plugs, sir, before we go?
No. I'm gonna just get ready tomorrow to play. Sit here for a couple of hours in frustration. Will I get yelled at to hurry up?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
all right.
if all goes to plan, we'll finish Victory Thursday and talk about it Monday.
Yeah.
Or Tuesday, not Monday. We'll talk about it Tuesday.
That's a lot of damage.
We may be talking about it Monday.
We
just to
might
able
be.
to help it.
That's true. We might be. But
This be like the best run of Gundam ever. The last 6 episodes, everything just falls into place.
it could.
It won't.
It won't. But it could. Those last couple episodes of Double Zeta were better than a lot of the rest of Double Zeta.
Yes. And then there was the Halo. Shouldn't have somebody known about that before?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I forgot to tell you, but it's that. And Marvette's pregnant.
Yeah. Or maybe she's not.
I don't know. Get your story straight, kid.
All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow then with Gollum. And I've already done that segment.
On the misfortune of your birth.
I don't know why I'm trying to redo that segment. I'm going to plug the Gollum stream tomorrow because it's going to be great.
If you say so.
Until next time, then, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
We've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Life and Char offer.